Hi guys, hope you're okay. Wednesday the 24th of June today, and our first session of the day is our phonics. So as always, if you log on to your site, it's lesson 33 today, and work through that, practicing our reading, our writing, our spelling. And again, like always, if you are struggling, if your children are struggling with that one, you can do the segmenting and blending one, which is below. Our tricky word of the week, a different one. So it's not Mr, it's got an S at the end, MRS, and it's Mrs. So I am Mrs. McCandless. Okay, so I've put, have a go at writing the word 3 times, MRS, MRS, MRS. Then can you say a sentence with the word Mrs. in? Can you write a sentence with the word Mrs. in? And then can you read my sentence with the word Mrs. in? And spot where it is. Then I've put your phonics book link as well, so you can get your reading books done as well. Your maths is size ordering, so if you can see on there, you've got fish now. I couldn't print mine out because of my printer, but I have drawn myself 3 different types of fish, and it's looking at the language there and putting them in order. So I know that that is my biggest fish, and I can then guess, how do I know that's the biggest fish? Well, I know it's the biggest because I can probably put more fingers across, so I could measure it and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fingers fit the width of that fish. But I know that if I was to have this fish, which I think is the smallest fish, I can probably only get 2 fish across. Okay, so it's talking about that, using the language. Obviously if you haven't got the fish or you can't print it out, then you can use all of your toys and put them in order of sizes there. And then how do you know they're the biggest, the smallest? So I can then put those in size order. There we are, going from smallest up to the biggest, or biggest up to smallest. Okay, and then I've put challenge, can you measure them? So estimate first, that means always have a guess, doesn't it? I think that this fish is going to be 4 fingers wide. So 1, 2, 3, oh, that was a good guess, look. So 4 fingers wide, and then we measure it. So once you've had a guess, we measure it. Okay, I said if you can't, you can use rulers, or you could use your fingers, you could use coins, cubes, Lego, whichever you've got. Then there's a little link on there for measures, and then for your extra work afternoon, it's your fish. So I've got a fish template on there if you want it. Now the plan is, it's a skill of printing, okay, and printing is really important, that when we print with something, we don't just use it like a paintbrush, we get it in the paint and we press it on. Okay, so here's one I started to do earlier. I had to refilm my film because I went wrong. So what I did with this one is I pressed it into my paint, and I pressed. Okay, and then because I didn't have celery, I used broccoli, and I then used the other end of my broccoli to press it in. So get it in, you can see, press it down, press. Oh, that one didn't work very well there, try that one. There you are. You can get different textures from your printing to make your fish. You can make your own little aquarium there, lots of different fish creatures. And then for our extra activities, which I forgot to tell you about yesterday, I put, can you write or draw a picture about your favourite sea creature? Can you make a small world ocean with water, pebbles and sand? Maybe in a tray or in a bucket if you've got one. Read some books based on the ocean and sea creatures. That could be a storybook, it could be non-fiction, whatever you've got at home or you can find online. Find out which modes of transport are best for travelling on top of the water or under the water. Do you know what they're called, what their types are, why they're good, how they work? Watch the Blue Planet films to see what the ocean is really like. There's some lovely images there. And learn about the ocean, how the oceans need to be looked after, because there's lots of plastic pollution, it's been in the news lots. Can you design a poster to stop people dropping their plastic when they're on the beaches? Anything like that. Okay, so I'll give you a few more next tomorrow. Have a good day, enjoy your learning. See you soon. Bye bye.